Namaste. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across the planet, around the world. My name is Greg Prescott from in5d.com and Zentasia.com, where tonight we're having our Zentasia Spirit Chat, and we're talking about ways of accessing higher consciousness. Now, I'll be bringing everybody that's in the waiting room in 1 minute. Just going to talk briefly about accessing higher consciousness. Hang on. There we go. And I guess the first thing we should do is define what is higher consciousness, right? That would make sense. Um, so accessing higher consciousness, people often do things or have experiences to try to reach a higher consciousness or a higher way of understanding and thinking. This might include ways in which you reach your higher self, all the way up to how you connect with creator, source, and universe. Everyone's got their own ways of doing this. So we're putting it out there. How do you access higher consciousness? Now, as for me, I do it in a number of ways. Discernment, right? Discernment involves using your cognitive abilities by questioning everything. And many of you guys already do that, right? When you do so, you begin your spiritual journey by seeking answers through truth. Another way is through intuition, which is, similar to discernment. Intuition is basically using your gut and your gut feelings to guide you. Another way is by opening your third eye. Your third eye will show you things that were previously inaccessible to you. And I have a video on the N5D YouTube channel that shows you how to open up your third eye when you go to bed. And it's so simple. And you can do this tonight if you so choose to. Another way of accessing your higher consciousness is through meditation. And that helps to bring your mind into the alpha state where you can tap easily into higher states of consciousness. You can also do this through the law of attraction. Try asking the universe for ideas and suggestions on what your direction should be, or any other question you may have. The key is to listen and to observe what is shown to you. You can also ask your spirit guides and guardian angels for help. Your spirit guides and guardian angels are there for you 24/7, 365, but they cannot act without you first asking them to do so, due to the law of free will. Of course, they can gently guide you by giving you symbols such as a feather falling out of nowhere to let you know that they're there for you, but you have to ask them if you want help. Some people choose to channel, and while I know that channeling is real, I've done it unintentionally with beings from Zeta Reticuli, but I don't rely on this. Why should I go through a middleman when I can go directly to source, right? Some things you might want to consider before accessing your higher consciousness include grounding yourself. Try going for a walk barefooted, right? And try connecting with nature while you're walking barefooted. Similar to meditating, you might be able to connect with nature to reach higher states of consciousness. You can practice living in the heart, staying heart-centered as much as possible, and keeping the lines of communication open between you and higher consciousness. Another way is you could try Ho'oponopono and put feeling behind it. Say, please forgive me, I'm sorry, thank you, and I love you at any given time throughout the day. The universe loves gratitude. And lastly, turn off the TV, right? Pretty simple. The biggest deterrent to accessing higher consciousness is watching television or low vibrational movies that feature horror or the killing of someone. Plus, it takes us away from what our true life purpose is. Well, that is, unless your true life purpose is to waste your life watching TV. Deciding to live in higher states of consciousness is a full-time job. Take it seriously. Yet, have fun with it. As you change, the world changes around you. And on that note, let's bring in our friends into the chat room. There's a link on my Facebook page as well as below this video on the Zentasia YouTube channel if you'd like to join us and share in the ways you access higher consciousness. So without any further ado, let's let our friends in. Who do we have? Got Chris and Rob. How are you tonight?
Ooh, it's dark.
There you are. Hey. Hi, Chris.
Hello. I'm good.
Good. Got to put a link in the chat. Yeah.
Where is everybody?
Well, Rob's looks like he's here, and Allie's on her way. And
Okay.
Whoever wants to join us can join us. It's an open chat. Oh, and there's Vera in the waiting room. So she'll be in shortly. Rob popped out. I don't know what happened. He was here and now I don't see him there.
Yeah, I saw. Oh, there was.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hang on. I gotta. Hey, Vera.
Hi.
How are you doing tonight?
Oh, better.
Better. Well, that's not good.
I've
Better from what? What happened?
I had a pretty doubt episode. Just because I was so tired of everything. And now that Marley is going better.
Okay. So it's not all horrible, right?
No, but then all the fatigue came out.
And
Am I doing it right? Am I doing this? Am I doing? Took me about a week. And tonight I finally felt a little bit less heavy.
quick shout out to those in the chat. I see Susie and Starfeather. Oh, I'm super quiet. Oh God, Zoom does this to me. So hang on, we'll fix that.
I didn't want to say it, but
Well,
and
no,
in the
please
email
do
there
because
was in the email you sent there was a incorrect link.
Oh no.
Oh, I didn't click on that one. I clicked on one through Messenger or something, or I sent it to my Messenger, so I wouldn't lose it.
It's okay, but that you know that it was an invalid link
Oh
because
wow.
it was when it the meeting number after that
Yep.
it was something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that should
Because
not have.
well, yeah, it should be apparently because the meeting number it's a repetitive meeting and that's what identifies it from other repetitive meetings. It says Zentasia spirit chat on every one. So I think that's the identifier, the after the question mark and the but
Yeah,
who knows? Maybe
it
I'll
didn't
try it
work.
next week without it. It didn't work,
Yeah,
so
it didn't
yeah.
work.
Oh, all right.
Sometimes does it take you a long time to let us in? I wait for a long time, and then if I get out of it and come back in, it seems like I get on right away.
No, generally how I do this is I just cover briefly what the topic's about, and then I let everyone in, and you got in immediately.
Oh, well, that's the second time I tried to get in though.
Okay.
I just didn't know if there was a glitch or something.
We've
Nope,
had
I
that
saw.
before. We had that
Yeah,
before, Greg. That we
I
were
saw.
all. Do you see us? Do you see us?
I saw Chris in the chat, and I let her in, and she had no. But while I was giving like a little,
Okay,
prelude to what we were doing tonight, I wasn't
that could
looking at
be.
who was in the chat.
Okay, that could be.
Yeah,
No
so
big deal. I just
Yeah. So yeah, just a heads up if you're coming in on Spirit Chat, I'll give a little heads up about what the topic's about, and give it my opinion, and it'll all happen in less than 5 minutes. Then I bring everyone in. Tonight we can only be on until about 7:55 because I have the Insiders Club, uh, Patreon Insiders Club chat at 8 p.m. tonight. So we got about 50 minutes or less. Hey, Marley.
Oh, yes, you're in the picture.
So, how do you guys access higher consciousness? I'll ask you, Vera, seeing how Chris just walked away.
Sorry.
Oh, it's
Here.
for me, that's difficult. Oh, let me turn up the camera.
That's a good idea.
For me, it's always difficult to explain, but
Yeah.
it's with me, it happens naturally. It's like I'm just sitting down or I'm walking somewhere, and all of a sudden I'm aware of a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest example, I was looking for the word example. Biggest example I can give is when I lived. Don't dive. I got a bag with nothing in it, but when I was there, it was literally and I tapped in it, especially when I had to walk the dog. I had to know if it was safe, and I got a clear picture of how the surrounding was, and I knew if I could walk at that time or that I had to wait. So I do believe that that is part of the higher conscious mind, knowing things that you normally wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's tapping into higher consciousness. Yeah.
So saying, how do you get there? It's to me more like the reverse, which I've been working on, to not always tap into it because it can be very, very draining. So yeah, but it's like you get in some type of trance, and sometimes even see inside my place the energy fluctuating, how the layers of energy are in the house. Uh-oh, he's got a phone call. So now we got to do this.
No, it's Allie. I gotta contact her. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
That's fine.
No, that's okay, Greg. No worries. I'm just making fun of it. So for me, it starts when I take a really deep breath. When I think about it, and it's like I feel more grounded. And I think that that is a really big, important thing, that you ground yourself and let it flow. And don't think that the thoughts or images you get is just your imagination. That could be a part of the higher consciousness. We are taught and conditioned that those ideas are just a vivid imagination.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you don't trust it anymore. And if you go too far, it takes a lot of effort to regain the trust. Because as a kid, I always knew. Phone rang. I said, before the phone rang, oh, the phone is going to ring. So you better pick it up because that's this and this person. And it was correct.
Cool.
And when you lose because everyone's, that's just vivid imagination, you don't trust it anymore. Hi, Lisa, Ellie, and they're all on. So I don't know how that is for you, Chris.
Hello, Allie.
And Lisa.
Hello, Lisa.
The
Hi,
queen is here.
Hey guys. Hey Allie. Hey Greg.
You look amazing, Ellie. You feeling better?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I was just exhausted. When I have a morning appointment with something, I don't sleep, you see, because obviously I don't have mornings.
Well,
Mornings for me in the middle of the night.
I got a feeling that there was also something going on with the energies because I was in the past week felt like a zombie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm here, so that's
Yay.
good. I was able to be here.
I appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Ah.
And hi, Lisa, as well. Tonight's topic is accessing higher consciousness, and we're just talking about ways and sharing ways on how we access higher consciousness. And Vera's going first.
He made me go first again.
I did because Chris walked away.
I stepped away for 2.5 seconds.
You did.
And yeah,
Forced Vera.
It was for me. It's been difficult to literally know how to step into it because I've basically a lot of times been living in that higher consciousness, which makes it difficult to have conversations in the 3D level.
How do you know when you're in one world and out of the other?
That's something I'm starting to. And I've been, of course, about 3 months solely focused on him. So when I start talking with people, it's difficult that they understand me. And then I know, oh, take a deep breath. Okay, I got to step into. A lot of people step into the higher consciousness, and I got to step back to
3D.
that 3D stuff, which I don't like.
It's kind of walking between worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's best to say. And that made me get something out while thinking about the higher consciousness. Yep. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to shell this one. I asked how you can tap into higher consciousness when you're not there yet. And this card came out from the Healing Oracle. I gotta keep it high.
Self-love. Oh, yeah.
I attend to my needs by listening to my heart. My inner essence let me know what is good for me. I respect my limits. I answer the request of my body and soul. Thus, I learn to love myself.
Yeah.
Ain't that a powerful message?
They say you can't love others until you love yourself first.
Yep.
And in a way, yeah. But if you, like I have, completely lost the capability of love myself because of all the conditioning, I know, buddy. And then sometimes you need a way around to get back to it. And my animals, all the animals I've had in my life, each taught me a part of unconditional love. And Marley is here to help me heal, him to learn how to love himself and connect it. And therefore, he's healing me to be more into the self-love. I love it.
Yeah, it's a cycle. Yeah.
I love it.
There he is.
First time he goes on the bed on the camera.
Mm.
Oh, that's
On my
good.
side, but that's okay.
Well, I appreciate, thank you, Vera, for sharing. We only have like 30 minutes left, so I'm gonna move on to Chris, and I'll ask you, Chris, before you walk away. How do you access higher consciousness?
It kind of all depends. I do some automatic writing.
Uh-huh.
So I talk to
That's a good
mainly
idea.
the angels and my higher soul, and I can just kind of sit and ask a question, and as long as it's quiet and I listen to them.
Hmm.
I don't hear them auditorially. It's just it comes in my head. Does
And
that
through
make
your
sense?
hand.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, I meditate, and if I get really, really quiet and still, then your body kind of disappears. You don't feel. That makes sense. I don't know if
Oh
any of you.
no, completely. I can meditate at a crowded beach, and
Yeah,
when I'm in that zone, I'm the only one there.
yes,
I
right.
totally get it.
And
Yeah.
time just goes by and you have no idea. And it's like, oh my gosh, when you
Yeah.
come up. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. I'm with you on that. Yeah. Those are great, especially that automatic handwriting. I know Ellie's done that as well. Uh, so and speaking of which, and we'll get to you next, Lisa, and then Linda. Hi, Linda. Thank you for joining us. Ellie,
Hello.
how do
I
you
may not
access?
come on camera. I'm sitting here in the dark. I just saw your post.
Okay. Well, we can hear you still, but Ellie, how do you access higher consciousness?
Can I just very quickly take this opportunity to say thank you, Lisa, for all those wonderful vitamins or vitamins, should I say, that you sent me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're big time welcome, Allie. I know they've helped me a lot. When I stopped taking them for 2 months, then all my blood work went like, oh
Yeah.
no. But like they're all tablets or capsules.
I do rattle. I definitely rattle. Yeah. But
they're all capsules.
Yeah.
And the slippery elm is in there too. I hope it's a good one. I hope it works amazing for you.
I'm taking that 3 times a day. Yeah. So thank you. Anyway.
Well, you wait. You didn't thank me for the oregano I sent you wrapped in aluminium.
He didn't. He just wants
Did I
to
say them correctly?
Aluminum.
Aluminum. Yeah, that's it. I get confused now, actually, because of you actually asking for it in a supermarket or anything. I get very confused now because of you, because of the American English.
Oregano.
Yeah, it's confusing. Confusing now. So whenever I want to access my guides, because I've been doing it for so many years, you can do it instantly. And that's not a boasting situation. It sometimes can be quite frustrating because you might be talking to somebody and then you've got a guide saying something really sarcastic and inappropriate in your ear. And you're like, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. No. And it's usually my dad. My dad is and he does it deliberately. He does it deliberately. So like something, so you have to kind of like push that back. But the other thing is when I really want to talk for myself, when I want a message from me, then I kind of go, especially if I'm driving, I hit the record button on my voice memo. Or voice recorder. I hit and I say, this is hi, today's date is blah blah. I usually give something personal that I'm doing. I'm just driving over to my mum's for dinner, or I've just come from my mum's from dinner, or I've just gone out for this, so I've got a grounding point of when I listen back to it, what I was doing, because a date doesn't help. So then I say that, and then I say, what this is a message for Ali from Ali and her guides. Okay. And then I just talk at myself, and it sounds like I'm making it up to start with. And I go into, but then they give me all this business advice, not just for me, but for you as well. Because I've had to then phone you up saying, my guides have just said this, my guides have said that. So they are trying to help both of us. So yeah, that's kind of what I do. And it helps lots.
All right.
Thanks for reminding me, Ellie, because that's something I need to be able to separate still, because
for you
sometimes it blurs out.
Yeah.
My guides give me knock knock jokes. They go knock knock, and I'm like, who's there? No. Your spirit guide. Never mind. I made a little joke out of that in one of my videos. And the guy's just sitting there, not really paying attention. but you got to pay attention when your guides and your angels and send you messages when feathers appear out of nowhere. Ellie, you just had one like last week or so that came out of nowhere inside your
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I just
cool.
pulled it out here. It's like, oh, hello. And then the other time was I was carrying my dinner from the kitchen. You know, there was honestly, you're going to see a feather, aren't
Right.
you? Just put your dinner on your plate, you're going to see it. So between that and walking to my table here, there was this really perfect feather. So yeah,
Aw.
Wow.
that feather.
Yeah. Chris, you had your hand up.
I was just gonna say when I'm in the store and they're just always yickety yakking at me for whatever reason, I just turn around and talk to them. Well, now if I just didn't turn around with people in their little ear things talking to themselves all the time, at least I don't look crazy anymore.
What would that be like? What would that
Yeah.
be like for somebody who time traveled into the future and never knew what earbuds were? And they see
Yeah,
these people just walking down the
yeah,
street talking out loud,
yeah, and
right?
there tons of people do that all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, only there's no
I should
earbuds in
ask you,
my
did you
ears.
have any, I should ask you, did you have any other ways, Chris, of accessing your higher self?
Not really.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey.
How do you access your higher self?
Mm,
Your higher consciousness. We'll put it that way, because that could be an array of different avenues.
usually, well, it was either through, especially through driving when I was able to drive, like I make the long trip to the
Uh-huh.
store in Sarasota where I worked from Tampa and back every day. I would,
Wow.
and then, but I'm not, but now what I usually do is I hold one of my crystals like a charoite, in my left hand, and I'll go, there's two places that I sit, or different places where I live that I sit, and I'll just connect in. I'll face east, or like kind of east, southeast, sort of, and connect in, and ask them to show up. Ask my divine guidance to show up. I call it protection, and then listen and wait. And a lot of times it's when I first wake up that I stay in that zone as long as I can. Like sometimes it's 2 hours long. Like sometimes I can't. It's like 15 minutes and I don't get to do that. You know, but that's when I can really access it really well. Or um, like in the, like 5, 6 a.m. when everything is more peaceful.
Uh-huh.
Usually it is, but like around 6 a.m. I can. It's really clear.
So you say that you face east when you're doing this. I'm assuming that this is all in the morning when you wake up to greet the morning sun. Am I guessing correctly? Or is this any time throughout the day?
It's like any time throughout the day that I need to do that. Like if I have something to really figure out, or if I have a message to deliver to someone, or my divine guidance is trying to reach me, I notice that they almost always come from the east direction, like
Really?
above me in the east direction. Usually, not always, but almost all the time that they do. And I get this warm, safe feeling, because it's angels, and, it's our high level guides, you know?
Hmm.
And sometimes, like some of the people on the other side, if they've crossed over and they're allowed to give a message or something, and they have like a high vibration, they'll show up on the kind of the northeast direction, or sometimes
I
like
wonder if
I
they're all lined up. Do you ever have like a lot of people lining up and you can just feel the presence of like a ton of people that want to communicate through you?
sometimes, like when talking to people, sometimes I get that sensation. I'm like, and it kind of bottlenecks, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, and I don't say it because the person might freak out, you know, like if it's somebody and they're not used to being a medium or something, and they want me to say, oh, do you have mediumship abilities? That's awesome, or mention that to someone. But I have to be careful about that, because sometimes they'll go, well, I didn't ask you to say that, because they didn't. Or they might say, you know, they're scared of it. It's something they're really afraid of.
I don't recall seeing you using that though in like your tarot card readings, because you're amazing at tarot. And if you were to integrate them together, oh, good Lord.
But yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, have had really good teachers, especially Allie. You know, I have to say that. I mean, I went to like maybe a little over a third of the classes over the period of about 2 years, and I learned so much.
And
Even
she
though I
charges like nothing for her classes. Folks,
wasn't.
if you're out there,
Yeah.
check out
So, yeah.
Psychic Alley's Facebook page, sign up for classes. It costs nothing almost, next to nothing, and you learn so much. Lisa's firsthand testimony. Actually, just about everyone here has been to her classes. So, yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
reason
like
why I do it so cheap, can I just say, the reason why I do it so cheap is because it's a hefty amount of money to find a month if you want to come every week.
Hmm.
So if you think about it weekly, just I mean, it seems cheap, but you know, it's £5 or $6. You know, it can add up every month, can't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very affordable if you do not have that much funding. Because when I wanted to start following psychic development or whatever, anything in that direction spiritually, and I looked around here in the Netherlands, it starts for 10 lessons at €400.
Wow.
Now, pay as you go is best, I
Yeah.
think.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So
Yeah.
those that really need it, it's out of reach.
Yeah.
And I do get emotional because I would not be here where I am right now if it wasn't for Ellie, her classes.
yeah.
I need to pay you guys for advertising.
Games.
It's the truth.
Thank you.
It was
Yeah.
during the tough time, like a lot was going on, and Allie's class was like a respite, like an oasis from all the stuff I had to deal with that I won't even mention and didn't mention at all because it went without saying, didn't need to be said, all the red tape I had to go through, things like that, health things, stuff like that. But that class, all the classes were so fun,
It gave me a boost every single time. I felt extremely low. I felt better after class.
It's a community. It turns into a friendship community. So it's about everybody in the group. I think everybody in the class. Yeah. So I didn't want to take over this bit.
No. It's 100% deserved.
And
Yeah.
it would not have started because if I wouldn't have met Greg, Spirit Chats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're the key, baby.
I would not have met Ellie.
Yeah.
We're all in this together. We're one big family.
I'm still trying to convince Greg to do a little teaching course with me together, us together as teachers together.
Maybe.
He just keeps going maybe. He's been done maybe for a couple of years now, but
he did maybe on the card readings too, Ellie.
I did. I'm taking my little baby steps. Taking baby steps.
It's not as if he can't do it. It's to do with him being
an introvert.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an introvert too.
I know it takes, and that's what I'm saying. It took a while to warm up for me to be able to do these kind of videos. Now I'm okay with that. I just got to warm up into it, just like anything else.
I can still remember the shock when you shouted out while I was trying to stay low key on the background. And Vera, what led to your awakening? That's about 3 years ago.
4 years ago.
A little over 3 years because I live here since mid 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And the next winter time is when I came across. And that is because a friend, Heide Horvath, I don't know exactly how to pronounce her last name, shared a
That
video,
sounds very wrong.
an article of you. And I went looking and I thought, oh, Spirit Chat, what time is it? Click. And I went on, scared
And
like crazy.
look how far our little Vera has come.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
can still,
She's grown
I
up
was,
right before our eyes.
I
Yeah.
was literally sitting like on the bed, like, I'm here, but I'm not here. I'm just
I
trying
remember
to.
that. I
What's that,
remember.
Lisa?
I remember Vera being very quiet like that, and I also remember that it was on Spirit Chat that I finally, the one that I felt safe to show my face and speak on is Greg, is your Spirit Chat, and it was in
Aw,
2021. I think it was February 2021. And then
yeah.
the second one I went to is when I think I saw Allie. So
Aw,
because of you, I met all kinds of really good people, you know, because of both of
aw.
you, but I mean, because of your Spirit Chats and stuff like that.
And so anyone watching right now, these are great reasons and testimonials why you should come in and join us. If we can do it, and I think everyone in here is an introvert, if we can do it,
Yeah.
you can too. So don't be afraid to join us on any upcoming Spirit Chats. I'm going to put it out there. Is there any specific goals or intentions that people have when accessing their higher consciousness, or do you go in there like a blank slate, tabula rasa, and just see what comes to you?
I'm just a blank slate,
Mm-hmm.
usually. And she said something about facing east when most of my meditations for my arhatic meditations were supposed to face east. It's a rule.
Anyone else?
I just, whenever it's needed.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm blank, and sometimes I've been trying to find out what the heck is going on. And then sometimes it takes a while, and I eventually I find the answers. And if not, I hop on Ellie or Ellie and Greg's readings, and then I'm like, that's what I was looking for. Because sometimes you get flustered, but everything, because I do get so many messages sometimes that I'm like, hold on, calm down. Okay, now I need insight from someone else, because otherwise you keep going in circles and circles.
I'm kind of the same way, Vera. Sometimes I go in like Chris, just with a blank mind. Other times I go in with an intention. I kind of put it out there to the universe or with my guides. These are the answers that I'm looking for. It's kind of like what Allie did when she ended up stalking me in my dreams. She put that intention out there and it came to fruition.
Well, I think that's how I met Marley. Because I knew I needed a doggy.
You
Eventually, I thought
manifested the exact dog. You manifested the type of dog that you wanted. You didn't want just any dog. You wanted the dog like Benji, same breed as Benji. That's what you
yeah.
wanted. So that's
And
pure manifesting that.
and the great thing is, because before Benji, I had another BMD, Bernese Mountain Dog, who taught me everything about unconditional love, was very caring. And Marley is a mixture of basically, he's not not the size of a puppy for 2-3 months when I got him, but mentally, psychologically, he is But he's also a mixture of my first BMD, Indy, and Benji, which is also a challenge.
We need to bring Linda Winger in on this conversation. Hi, Linda.
Yes.
Hi.
How do you access higher consciousness?
I think as you guys all are fair, I don't enough. I don't go there enough and I don't ask enough. And
It
What
can be
about like, do you ever
scary.
meditate? Do you ever meditate at all?
yes, I do. I attempt to.
Okay. Do you clear your mind when you're meditating?
Not very well usually. That's when my mind goes the best.
But sometimes that things will come to you when, if you're not intentionally clearing your mind and you're looking for directions and answers, that's when things can come to you as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I can be, I don't know, like falling half asleep or,
Uh-huh.
in a meditation, or I can't say things really come to me, all that, but I can pop out of that just like that and I jump up, I feel like I want to eat something and I, what's with that? I don't
Has anyone ever had like a meditation where you're just sitting there and you're meditating and the next thing you know, it's like an hour or two later and you think, where the hell did that
Yes.
time go?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's,
No.
Ellie says no and Linda says no. The rest of us, yes.
Don't
Yeah, I
really meditate. I must say, I don't meditate. The closest I get to meditation is switching on the voice memo thing and just talking. And I could be driving, I could be washing up, I could be doing whatever I'm doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
I believe that there is a part of, and when I tune into Linda, because obviously I do the readings, Patreon readings, and when I tune into Linda and the message that comes through, whenever is Linda's already doing it every day. She's in a meditative state every day. She wakes up, she's in that zone going instantly, but she's in the now. It's just come to me. She's in the now. She doesn't do future. She does how do I feel today, because she's chosen to take responsibilities off her shoulders. I don't have to work. I'm kind of retired. I can do what the fuck I like when I want, and no one's going to. And that's Linda. So she thinks, I know it's sunset. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to take some photographs. Or it's sunrise. I'm going to go out there and take some pictures. And she then shares her meditation, her meditative state, meaning she's taken a photograph. I'm sorry I'm talking about you, Linda, but this is what
yeah.
and,
That's true. It's her being guided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I feel with
spur of the
Linda.
moment person, I think.
Yeah.
I just
What I feel with you, Linda, you might be in a meditative state way more than you think, because it is a natural way of living.
yeah.
And if it's natural, it's difficult to see the difference until you tell yourself, I'm going to have to step in the 3D world and I have to process the 3D world. Only then, when you start to step back and forth, is when that's how it worked for me. Because I believe you are in a higher consciousness basically all the time, meditate all the time, because it's a way of living.
I can resonate with that, yet it sounds so bizarre, and I go, nah, it just
that's because you don't like kind of going thinking that you've got the keys all there. You already have the keys. You're searching for the key to your psychic development, but you've already got the key, and you're like, well, it can't be that simple. It's got to be harder. It's got to be harder. I've got to find the key.
Yeah, but that's
and
it's
the
not
sign
crazy.
symbol should be
not me.
Yeah.
We are all conditioned. You can reach that goal when you work hard. Everything has to be hard.
Yeah.
But when it
I
is
don't believe
natural,
that.
it comes
Yeah, I don't.
easy. When it's natural, it comes easy. It is basically easy. Because
Yeah,
it is
I don't know.
you. It's you. Sorry.
Not everybody is a reader, Linda.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Like
Okay.
I feel, like I have not learned tarot well.
But you don't have to. You don't have
No.
to.
And I feel like, oh God, you're a bad student. And why are
No,
you taking these classes if you're not gonna, I
no.
want to, but
You give some pearls of wisdom, Linda, with just what
Yeah.
you say. Yeah.
I literally
humor.
see you just holding a deck of cards and it kicks in because you only need the energy of the cards for direction. And not because you know all the meanings. I don't.
yeah, it's like my brain can't retain. It's just too much.
Oh, yeah. I'm the same on that, Linda. And because I threw it, mixed them, I can give the readings. And every knowledge you have learned about the cards is an addition. It's added to what you already can do.
Yeah.
And it's about believing you can. Am I that sleep depriving, Ellie?
Sorry, I had my kettle on, so I was muted. My sleep pattern's all over the place today.
Oh, mine too.
I didn't sleep at all last night. And of course, I then took a bit of a sleep today, but only a couple of hours. So I'm like going, oh God.
Ellie,
Yeah, sleep
I'm
has
shaking
been
your
just
hand.
whacked.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
I'm going to
Anyway,
put this
can I
out.
share a spiritual experience I had? I don't
Definitely.
people say when you had your awakening.
Mm.
And I think for a lot of people it's just a moment type thing or whatever. But I think to me it's stages.
Oh, yeah.
You awaken, but it was in 2003 when I was so stressed at work. I just, like everything, I had what they called a manic episode. I go, fuck that shit. I know it's a spiritual awakening. And it was just, that's what I was doing, so much automatic writing. I used to watch Dr. Phil and Oprah every day, and I could not stand having the TV on and my writing. My mind was going so, but it was incredible because I was writing and then I started printing. That was my higher self. I got with speaking. It was just in capitals. Printing was my higher self. And I don't know, it was weird, but cool.
Did you
Yeah,
keep those journals that you wrote?
I've got, yeah,
Have you gone back and looked at them?
somewhat, yeah. And some look just, and other pages are just so beautiful. Just, but at that time, there was a day I was just stressed. I was just, oh God, give me some peace. Give me some peace.
Right.
And I was guided to go for a walk in the park. All right, just look.
There you go. There you go,
Peace.
Linda. I was guided to go for a walk in the park. You do that every day.
And then I was guided, like for some reason, something told me. I said a few years ago I was gonna stop calling something and call it like guidance instead. But I was guided to go home a different way, take a longer route, And I'm walking and I found this silver disc on the ground. And I picked it up and turned it over and it said peace.
Cool.
Yeah, just
It's a beautiful message.
yeah,
Yes.
it was an amazing time. Like I met enlightened street people, and it's just, and I remember the colors I was seeing at that time were just brilliant. Just, yeah. I don't know.
To
I don't
everyone
know,
that's
it's strange going through I was never hospitalized for it or anything. I just did it, you know. I don't know. So
I
that
just want
was that, like I say, lost my mind to find my soul.
Mhm.
That's one experience.
Greg, over to you.
I just wanted to say that, you know, to everyone that's watching right now, whether it's live or recorded, go on YouTube and share your experiences with us too. Make a comment on there, because what you saying, just like what everyone here has said, is going to help someone else. So that's all I wanted to say. That's it. Carry on. Well, I'll put it out there once again too. Anyway, does anyone use like anything, aids, any tools, guided meditation, crystals, music, breathing exercises to help you get to that point?
All of it, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I get to that point.
Really? Even through guided meditations, you can't get to
Well,
that?
a lot of times I have a harder time with guided meditation. It depends.
Too. Yep.
Really?
Guided meditations, you're going down this path, and
You're listening
Sometimes
and
they go
you're
too quick.
and
for
then
me.
they're going, okay,
distracting.
you're going
Yeah.
off to the left, and I go, but I already went to the right. Like,
I never had that experience. I've
I
always
have a
had
hard
really
time
good.
with the guided ones getting to be, you know, it has to be quiet.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Because
Yeah.
not every guided that do guided meditations have a voice for it. Because then they talk you to a certain point, and then
Yeah.
they're quiet,
Yeah.
and they start talking again, and
Then they come back.
and I'm like, okay, bye.
I wish I could do it. I just can't very well. Yeah.
No, you're right, Vera. And sometimes it's not long enough of a period that they're
Right.
silent, because you're
Yes.
just getting to that point, and then
Uh-huh.
they come back and it distracts you. I get that. That
Yeah.
has happened.
When I
Yeah.
run psychic development, I wait until people start to fidget. As soon as somebody starts to fidget after, you know, through with the meditation, I leave them, I take them somewhere, and then I say, over to your guides now. And then they are on the journey, whatever they want. They can add in what they want. And sometimes I say, you might be under the water, you might be in the rainforest, you might be in the mountains, you might be wherever, and I leave them to it sometimes just simply. And then I let them go, usually about 10 minutes. And I'm just watching everybody. And as soon as there's more people start to fidget, then I know that it's time to kind of slowly bring them back. Yeah.
You can't please everyone in that situation either,
Not
because
gonna,
maybe some
no.
people are
Yeah.
halfway down their journey and other people are like fidgeting. So yeah.
But what I usually say is come back as slow as you want, but and whoever's awake, write down in your journal straight away. So as soon as you finish your meditation, pick up a pen and paper, write it down, because if someone else says, oh, I was in the mountains and I saw this, and it's like, yeah, I did, but anyone can say, yeah, I did, you know, but it's like, you've written it down. I wrote it down, look, you know, I did, because sometimes we don't believe our own kind of, yeah, I did get that, didn't I? So yeah, to journal is a very good idea.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, wonderful. It's time for us to wrap it up. I've got I'll be hosting on Patreon. I'll be hosting an Insiders Club private chat in about 7 minutes. I want to thank all of you beautiful, lovely ladies for joining me here. And for everyone that's joined us in the chat on the Zentasia YouTube channel, thank you for joining. And for everyone that's been watching or has watched this on the recorded version, thank you as well. And stay tuned to Zentasia for more videos like this and spirit chats like this. Hopefully many Wednesdays. I'm not going to say every Wednesday. Allie has a few ideas that she's kicking along with me on Wednesdays as well, but most Wednesdays, we'll put it that way. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and contributing. Much love to you all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for
Thanks for
hosting, darling. Thank you.
My pleasure. Take care,
And
everyone.
I love you guys. I do love you.
Much love. Yeah.
Love you too.